Hello, I'm MC Toon. One thing that flat earthers love to claim is that moonlight is cooling, that somehow it transmits coldness. They do this in an effort to suggest that the moon is outputting its own light, even though you can see shadows from the craters on the moon, and it is quite a ridiculous thing. It's easy to see that it's not output its own light, but they love to say it anyway. And so they test this often through some pretty poor quality experiments, never with any controls either. There's also a few other problems. It would violate the Planck-Einstein relation, which is the energy of a photon equals h times v. H is the Planck constant; it doesn't get to change, and v is the frequency of the photon. Now, this is a well understood and well used relation. If moonlight were cooling, somehow it would have to be removing energy, and that would mean that a photon would have to have negative energy. In order for the one side of the equation to be negative, the other side would have to be negative. The Planck constant doesn't get to change. That means that the frequency of the light would have to be negative. Now, negative frequency is a little bit of a strange thing. It would mean maybe that the photon is traveling backwards in time. Could be. It would have to have a negative wavelength. But that's a little bit difficult. None of that has been empirically found to be the case. And of course, if somebody were to find that, that would be definitely Nobel Prize worthy experiment, and people would jump on it quickly. That sweet, sweet Swedish prize that all the physicists want would be right there. So easy to just go out and shine moonlight on something and then use a $10 infrared thermometer from Home Depot. Well, of course, it's a little more difficult than that. Flat earthers, when they do it, they tend to not have controls in any experiment. They don't actually know what a control is in an experiment. So I am going to test this myself, and I'm going to put controls on it. I'm going to do it at the next full moon is my plan, September 10th, and I've had some people on my Discord server that have scouted out a location. And although it's a little bit of a distance for me to drive, I'm willing to do it in a park in Plymouth, Minnesota, on the west side of the Minneapolis-St. Paul area. September 10th, we're going to get going. I'm going to start setting up early, but we'll probably get going about 10 p.m. I am inviting anybody that's in the area, flat earther, globe earther, anybody that's just interested in science, to come along. I'll publish all the details on my Discord server, probably Twitter, and some comments on the community page on my YouTube channels. So please be looking out for that. We will be doing a well-controlled experiment, and then, as I learned some things about this and how to do this experiment well, I have been in the process of making a $10,000 challenge to flat earthers to do this themselves and find, in a well-controlled experiment, if moonlight does in fact cool. It will cost them nothing to do the experiment. The challenge won't be live until after I do my experiment. I'll probably also do it 2 weeks later when it's a new moon. That's the actual control. Flat earthers don't get that. So be looking out for that if you're interested, and if you don't mind staying up late. I will be live streaming it on my MC Toon live channel and probably on a different channel, two of them at the same time. And so I would love to have you there. If you know any flat earthers in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, send them. I have personally invited one already. So one more thing. It does also violate the first law of thermodynamics if you're a flat earther, or thermodynamics if you're not, because where did that energy go if it's negative energy somehow? But I'm sure that that Nobel Prize will be coming to myself and the flat Earth. No, it won't. Anyway, this will be very fun. Be looking out for that. Thank you.